What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes back with another video, and today I just wanted to talk about, the aftermath of WrestleMania, the current state of the company of the WWE, because there is a lot of changes that has been happening, and I just feel, it's important to discuss, what's been up. As you all know, over the weekend, we had a WrestleMania 39, nights 1 and 2. The former, in my opinion, being much better than the latter. Night 1, I felt like was an amazing card, pretty much from start to finish. Night 2, I felt was a little bit lackluster, minus, a few matches. The Intercontinental Championship match, in my opinion, was, an astounding match. Bianca Belair versus Asuka was another banger. Not as good as the Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair match. I still think so far Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair is one of the best matches of the year. And I actually think it is the best match of WWE so far as well. Now, the main event of night two, was, in my opinion, fun match all the way up until the end. Overall, like I mentioned, you guys, I already talked about this in a separate video, so I'm not going to go into full detail. I don't think it was a really good decision overall, um, especially for Cody Rhodes in particular. If you want to make the case that it was a good decision, moving forward to keep a heel champion, this or that, I mean, that's just your opinion. But, that's only good for if, any other person besides Cody Rhodes, I feel, is going to win the championship. I feel that if you have somebody like Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, or Gunther, take the title off of Roman Reigns, then, it's good for them for sure, no doubt about it. If one of them were to beat Roman Reigns or just someone new in general, it'll be monumental for them no matter what. But for Cody Rhodes, I feel like that was his window to win it. I feel like he's not gonna be bigger than he is, and he was right now. I feel like that was the moment, that was the perfect timing. And if you drag this out, for a whole another year, I think it's just a bad decision. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, last night on Monday Night Raw, we got teased, we got fooled with the Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes team up. At the beginning of the show, it looked like they were going to take on Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa of the Bloodline. But in a swerve at the end, Brock Lesnar turned on Cody Rhodes, hit him with an F5 out of nowhere. The match never got started, and not Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar proceeded to just beat the, ever loving crap out of Cody Rhodes. I mean, it was one of the more vicious beatdowns we've seen in recent memory. That seems like the way that they're gonna go with Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. I think that can be a tremendous rivalry, personally. It'll be interesting to see the explanation for Brock Lesnar's heel turn on Cody Rhodes. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think that'll be something. Probably gonna face each other at Backlash over in Puerto Rico, and I think it should be a good match. Now, as for just other than WrestleMania, um, Monday after WrestleMania, there's some other things we got to get into. As you know, anyone who's been paying attention, Endeavor, the parent company of the UFC, has bought the majority of shares of the WWE. I believe, from what I read, they are a 51% share owner of the company now, which means they own the majority of the shares. They will control the majority of the board of directors. So basically, they have, just more power, and WWE is no longer a family-owned company. Now, there's a lot of reasons that I have issues with this on many fronts, but let's just talk about some surface level stuff right now. We'll get into details later of why I just don't like overall, the Endeavor owning WWE in a separate video. But the major factor that seems to affect things currently is the fact that it seems Vince McMahon is back in charge of creative and has the final say on things. And it's funny because, that it already feels like just an apparent factor. I mean, back to the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. I mean, overall, it was trash. It was trash. Besides, the ending, which I thought was a cool ending, everything else was bogus. Apparently, there were so many different things that were supposed to happen, and so many things got changed up mid-show. Seth Rollins literally came out before a commercial break, and then when the commercial break was over, he wasn't even on the TV screen anymore. He didn't have a segment. He was supposed to go out there and talk to the crowd, cut a promo, more than likely. And then I saw a video on Instagram of him literally getting informed mid-commercial break that his segment was cut short. Cut short? It didn't happen. I mean, the cut short is one thing for him to have less time to speak. The guy literally didn't get a chance to say anything in the ring. He literally just went outside, sang his theme song, and that was it. Not only that, there was news that Bayley was supposed to be involved in the damage control angle. And as anyone who watched Raw saw, she did not come out with damage control. And then she let out a tweet which says this, as you can see on the screen. And, it's looking like WWE may lose another horsewoman. I'm not sure. The tweet is cryptic, but that appears what it to be. And for WWE, look, I'm going to tell you this right now. If I'm WWE and I built up the 4 horsewomen, I have them, together as a trademark, I'm doing whatever it is in my power to make sure all 4 women are satisfied to where I never lose them to anyone at all. I mean, those are supposed to be your girls from the start to the finish. And you already let one go, who in my opinion is the best one out of the bunch. And a lot of people share that opinion. But regardless, 1 is too many. And 2 is catastrophic, in my opinion. So that's just one thing. Another thing I heard that talent was apparently frustrated with the way that things were going. And the show just felt so incohesive throughout the night. Like, it's supposed to be a Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. There was no huge major moments. I mean, besides the Brock heel turn, but Brock's turned heel before. That's not a big deal. No returns, no... Well, Matt Riddle turned. That's cool, but it's not like, major. No debuts, no shocking moments, no title changes, anything like that. Like the Raw after Mania was... People are saying it's the most lackluster Raw after WrestleMania, and I have to agree. I can't remember one being as, trash as this, if I'm being honest. And it just reeks of Vince McMahon booking. And even to go a little bit further than that, Night 2 kind of reeked of Vince McMahon booking, as if he had a part of that. I'm not sure completely. I'm pretty sure the plans that they had for WrestleMania Night 2 was whatever they were for weeks, and it was Triple H's call, but I'm just saying, guys, you see that the seeds have pretty much been planted. It just doesn't look good for the company overall. And it looks like we're going back to the dark days of the early, 2020s of WWE. Which, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not one of those people that have been, on the Triple H bandwagon and make it seem like he's revitalized WWE, like the renaissance of WWE or anything like that has happened. But I will say this, it's been more watchable. Even if the storylines aren't necessarily all that great, they've been decently coherent. I mean, look, it still has its flaws. Like, the build-up to a lot of WrestleMania matches sucked. Or they were just non-existent. But, nothing is worse than Vince McMahon running the company. I stand by that wholeheartedly. I think he's just out of touch. I think he's too old. And I think it's time for someone new to take over. That someone new was Triple H. And Triple H only had about 6 months worth of time. Like, I wasn't expecting him to turn everything around in less than a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, NXT was a process. And we saw what Triple H was able to do with that. Now, I'm not saying Raw would have got to the level of the prime NXT days. But, you give a guy enough years, he's got a chance to do so. Overall, I just think this is just bad news for the WWE. It's just not looking good. We'll see what happens Friday night SmackDown. And, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you watched this far, please leave a like. Please comment. Please subscribe, as it really does help these videos, get out there to other people, share the message. And so we can just keep growing the channel and, keep talking about just awesome topics in sports. Especially you got stuff like WWE, boxing, UFC, combat sports, football, basketball, you name it. But yeah, guys, it's just looking like WWE might go back to being one of the most unwatchable programs on television, which sucks because, it was getting better. Like I said, night 1 of WrestleMania was awesome. It was an awesome event. Night 2, not so much. But hey, we'll see. We'll see, guys. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in the video. And I'm out. Peace.